Okay, so welcome back. Now we are still in module 4. Let's have a look at the second lesson of this module, how dynamic mobility for hip and hamstring preparation. So we did look at how a warm-up, an efficient warm-up can optimize your flexibility. Now, if you ever struggle to access your splits quickly after warming up, or that your hamstrings still feel tight after stretching, or inconsistency in your flexibility, then the dynamic mobility is maybe something what you need. So you are going to learn about the best stretches, dynamic stretches, how to prime your nervous system, and how mobility work differs from passive stretching. So dynamic mobility is made to improve your joint function, circulation. So the difference with passive stretching is that it prepares you a bit more for flexibility in terms of improving the blood flow to the muscles and fascia. It helps activating your nervous system to accept your deeper range, and it reduces the stiffness and it prevents injury. So we kind of wake up the body. So after doing the general warm up, we start really entering into the mobility drill. So with this one, for example, this you're going to do deep lunges, which we've done. Sometimes you will see this in some of my classes. We start engaging the glutes and we lift the back leg and we kind of pulse forward and back. We do the pulse forward and back, or we do the knee back, down and up, and squeeze down and up. Yeah, that's one of them. For the mobility of your hamstring, you are going to, for example, do either your ostrich walks, or here stand with one foot forward, heel down, toes up. You're going to try and keep your back flat, and you're just going to start hinging and sweeping your arms onto your leg to kind of dynamically stretch a little bit into your hamstring. And for spinal and pelvic mobility, we are going to do rotations into a low lunge and return to center. So this is not only just helping for your spinal and pelvic mobility, but also for your hip flexor. So, when we go into lunging and then we twist away to try and work a bit more into torso rotation. Your adductors, we do some lateral rock back. So this one is more something that you'll be seeing into the middle split training, but we can also do a little bit of like this sort of frog stretch where you have a rock forward and back, or a half split rock as well. To do the glute activation, we are going to do glute bridges, and then you can do banded ones, so you can engage the glutes and do some banded openers to activate a bit deeper. How we use dynamic mobility, it prepares your nervous system because it kind of increases safety into the signal. So it tells your body, it tells your mind that the control movement are safe to engage in, and that the depth is safe to engage in. So you have to focus on your deep breath to relax your nervous system and keep actively engaging muscles. So that's one of the things I see a lot with a few people coming to my classes, is they don't understand that they really have to activate their muscles. So sometimes it just looks like we take a stretch, but that's not the case. You have to start thinking about contracting, and this way, the more your body trusts the movement, the deeper it will allow you to go. So if you don't contract, you'll just kind of like stick to the same pose and you're not going to move forward. So here is the difference, yes? The dynamic mobility is that it involves movement, and a passive stretching is a static position. Dynamic mobility with activation versus relaxation. Preparing the joints, opposite to helping with long-term tissue lengthening. Mobility before training, passive stretching after, okay? So quick lesson today, we just learned that dynamic mobility is essential, and that's generally part of an optimized warm-up as well. Yeah, so you need to make sure that your nervous system must feel safe before we engage into deeper flexibility. So make sure you integrate those mobility drills. So in the program, you will probably see that I explain every class as well when we move on to the next section, so you can understand what is your warm-up section, what is your second section of your PNF end range, and your deeper conditioning exercises and your passive stretches. So try and understand how to practice this, and maybe pick and mix some exercises from the classes and practice them separately. So, for example, here you can practice this one that we just did in a presentation, or you can pick a routine as your learning activity. One of the classes that you've done this week, it's recommended that you try and practice maybe one of the warm up, that those sequences that are about 5-10 minutes before you try to engage into the deeper flexibility. Try and practice this before your workout, before your an aerial class, or even on its own. It's just a nice way for you to also integrate maybe a 10-minute flow without feeling overwhelmed in integrating things into your routine. Next lesson, the last one from this module, will be working on muscle activation. So we'll learn how why and glute and core activation are crucial, the best drills, and preventing flexibility plateaus by improving muscle engagement. So let's see you in lesson 3.